Welcome back to DPSN. I'm Dylan Oliver, and I am finally back with my annual NFL record predictions for all 32 NFL teams. I'm going to predict the record for the 4 teams in the NFC West in today's video, so without further ado, let's start this by predicting the San Francisco 49ers upcoming season. The 49ers have a very easy 2-game start to their season, where they play at Chicago in a game that they of course will win, and then an easy game against the Seattle Seahawks at home for their home opener. Once again, the Niners will win that game because the Bears and the Seahawks are 2 of the worst teams in the entire league this season. After that, week 3, their season gets tough as they play the Denver Broncos. With Russell Wilson there in Denver now, they're a whole nother team. I have the Broncos winning this game before the Niners bouncing back in week 4, defeating the division rival Los Angeles Rams. Week 5, they'll go to Carolina and of course beat the Panthers, probably led by Baker Mayfield. Then week 6 at the Atlanta Falcons. That is another easy victory there for a team like the San Francisco 49ers. After that Falcons game and a great 5-1 start, the Niners get very difficult back-to-back games. Week 7 versus the Kansas City Chiefs, which I have them losing, and then that second game against the Los Angeles Rams in LA this time, and this time I have the Rams winning that one as well, giving the Niners back-to-back losses, dropping them to 5-3 before going into their bye week, week 9. Coming out of that bye week, they play at the other LA team, the Los Angeles Chargers, which is a team that I truly believe in a lot this year, so I think the Chargers win this game, dropping the Niners down to 5-4, giving them a 3-game losing streak after starting their season off so well at 5-1. After that 3-game losing streak, they'll end it in week 11 against the Arizona Cardinals. Then in week 12, they're going to lose once again, this time to the New Orleans Saints, before winning week 13 versus the Dolphins, and then going and winning against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers in week 14 to advance to 8-5. After that, they have another easy win against the Seattle Seahawks, this time in Seattle. Then an obvious victory over the Washington Commanders in week 16, before losing to the Las Vegas Raiders in week 17 to drop them to 10-6 before finishing the year off strong and once again beating the Arizona Cardinals to finish the year off 11-6. So with the 11-6 record, obviously the Niners are a great team and I have them making the playoffs. Alright, now the next team I'm going to predict here today is going to be the Arizona Cardinals. I do not like the Arizona Cardinals very much this year. I think they're just going to be a very mediocre, below average team. With DeAndre Hopkins suspended the first 6 weeks, I don't think Kyler Murray's going to be able to perform as well as he would if obviously Hopkins were there. And I think by the time Hopkins gets back, the season already might be off to too slow of a start for them to get anything going. So let's just jump into these predictions. Week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs, I have them losing. The Chiefs are still a great team and are going to beat the Cardinals week 1. Then in week 2, they go to Las Vegas and play the Raiders. The Raiders have tons of talent on that offensive side of the ball, so I have the Raiders winning this game. And then in week 3, I have the Cardinals losing again, this time to the Los Angeles Rams, starting their year off 0-3. Their first win will come week 4 against the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. And then they'll beat the Philadelphia Eagles to get to 2-3, and then of course beat the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle to get to 3-3. Their wins won't stop there, as in week 7 they'll have DeAndre Hopkins back. They'll go and beat this New Orleans Saints to get to a winning record for the first time in the year, and then win again week 8 at the Minnesota Vikings to get to 5-3. Once again, week 9 they're going to beat the Seattle Seahawks and get to 6-3, go on a 6-game winning streak from week 4 to 9, and then it ends unfortunately week 10 at the Los Angeles Rams, before again week 11 losing to the San Francisco 49ers. Then week 12 they'll lose to the other LA team again, the Los Angeles Chargers, dropping them back down to 6-6 before a bye week. Week 13 bye week, they lost 3, won 6, lost another 3. Give them time to regroup here, really see what they can do with the rest of this season. They'll go and they'll beat the New England Patriots coming out of this bye week to get back to a winning record before losing to the Broncos and the Bucks, dropping down to 7-8 before a win against the Atlanta Falcons week 17 to get to 500 again. Then in week 18, going to San Francisco, I have the Niners winning that with that Niners dominant pass rush. I think they're going to be great this year. So the Cardinals lose that one in Week 18 and finish 8-9 this season, just a bit below average. All right, now this next team in this division, I think is probably one of, if not the worst in all of football. The Seattle Seahawks. I don't like anything about them this year. Of course, they have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, but what are they going to be able to do without Russell Wilson as their quarterback? Who knows? They're a confusing team, but I don't think they're a good one, so I have them winning not a lot of games. They're really just looking for that first overall pick this year, in my opinion. So let's just start this off. Week 1 against the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson. First game with the Denver Broncos is against Seattle. It'll be great, and it's in Seattle. But of course, the Broncos are going to win this game now with Russell Wilson being there and not in Seattle. Then Week 2 at the San Francisco 49ers. The Seahawks stand no chance against that type of team. Week 3 against the Atlanta Falcons. They have a shot in this one, but I have the Atlanta Falcons winning this game. And then Week 4 at Detroit. I think Detroit's going to be a bit improved this year, so I have Detroit winning that game. Then Week 5 at the New Orleans Saints. I think the Saints have one of the best defenses in all of football, and it'll cause so many issues for Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock's going to be terrible in this game, or Geno Smith, whoever they have at this point, and I think the Seahawks lose this one as well. Week 6 versus the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are going to win that game. Week 7 versus the Chargers. The Chargers are a great football team, and the Chargers will win this game. Then after that one will be their first win of the season against the New York Giants in Seattle. They'll win this game and get to 1-7 on the season. Before then, the losing comes back, and they lose to the Cardinals and the Bucks before a Week 11 bye week. Coming out of that bye week, really things aren't going to change too much. They'll play against the Las Vegas Raiders and lose, before then playing against the LA Rams and once again losing. But then Week 14 in Seattle again against the Carolina Panthers. I have the Seahawks winning that game and then losing the rest of their games against the Niners, Chiefs, Jets, and Rams to finish the year off 2-15. So clearly, I do not believe in Drew Lock or Geno Smith or anything about this team. I have them being one of, if not the worst teams in the league this upcoming season, and really competing for that number 1 overall pick in the draft this year. All right, now the final team I of course have to predict today is the Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. They did a few great things this offseason that I truly believe improves them and makes them even better than that Super Bowl roster was last year, with the addition of Allen Robinson to complement Cooper Kupp, and getting a linebacker like Bobby Wagner to shore up that defense even more. I think they are going to be fantastic and have a phenomenal record this season. So let's get into this. Week 1 versus the Buffalo Bills. Now, I know I was talking about how much I love the Rams this year, but I think the Bills are going to absolutely destroy the Rams in this opening night game. I think the Bills are the hungriest team in all of football, and the Rams are just going to come into this one cruising high off their Super Bowl win, and the Bills are going to embarrass them. But after that, I have the Rams starting to win a few. They'll beat the Atlanta Falcons and then go and beat the Arizona Cardinals before another hiccup early in the season, Week 4, against the San Francisco 49ers. I have the Niners winning that game, dropping the Super Bowl champions down to 2-2, but that one will be a bit of a wake-up call for them, as they will then go Week 5 and beat the Dallas Cowboys, and then again the next week after beat the Carolina Panthers before a Week 7 bye week. Going into this bye, they're 4-2, had some good performances, had some very bad performances. They'll regroup, they'll get things together, they'll come out of that one, beat the San Francisco 49ers in that rematch, then go in Week 9 into Tampa Bay and beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. This team has been able to beat the Buccaneers even with Jared Goff as the quarterback, so I of course have them beating them again this year. They did it twice last year, don't see why they wouldn't do it again this season. Then Week 10 against the Arizona Cardinals again, they'll win that game, and then win at New Orleans in Week 11 to get to 8-2. Their next loss will come Week 12 at Kansas City to drop them down to 8-3. After that, we see a lot of wins for these Los Angeles Rams. They'll beat the Seahawks. They'll beat the Raiders. As much as I want to say the Packers are going to beat the Rams this year, I don't really see it that way. So in Week 15 in Lambeau, I have the Rams winning that game. Then Week 16 against the Denver Broncos, I think the Rams really cause issues for Russell Wilson. They did last year and they're going to again this year. So the Rams have this one won in my opinion. Week 17 at the Los Angeles Chargers. I love Herbert. I love the Chargers. I've said it before. I have the Chargers winning this game, winning the Battle of LA, dropping the Rams down to 12-4 before an easy Week 18 win over the Seattle Seahawks to finish the year off 13-4 and probably get that 1 seed in the NFC. Well, that is another division down. I have 2 more remaining. Make sure to subscribe and tune in for those ones. I'm Dylan Oliver, and I will see you next time.
Bye.